Now then, we've got a bit of a project on here. I've been doing an art course for a while at Boston College, and so I'm making a picture frame for one of my fellow students. And if you remember, and some of you won't, but a while ago, I think it was the first of the Dead Men Sheds videos, where I went off and rescued a lot of stuff from a hoard. I'll put a link at the end of this video to that, but in amongst it there was a strange looking banded arrangement which was a picture frame clamp. So I've machined up the bits of picture frame and we're going to use this clamp, and I thought I'll bring you along because it's mighty interesting. Right, let's have a change of camera position. So here we go. There are some movable blocks there, yeah, that move around this steel strap. So we got 3 corners there, and then down here we've got the 4th corner and this threaded bar, okay, and then we've got a roll here, and just there's a clamp, so we can unroll this, make it the right size to go round the 4 corners of a picture frame, and then wind it up with this, yeah, and tighten everything up. This looks like a very old bit of kit, maybe only a short run, something like that. Let's have a look what it says on that block. Right, Prep Force Limited. I'm assuming that says sole agents. Right, SWL, safe working load, 1500 weight, or is that a 16? No, it's a 1500 weight. Well, 100 weight is 50 kilos nominally. It's 112 pounds, yeah, 8 stones, right, and there was 14 pounds in a stone, 8 stones 100 weight, yeah, so 1500 weight, which is 3/4 of a ton, yeah, basically, yeah. So that's interesting, isn't it? That's amazing, and just hand stamped. Yeah, so obviously they didn't make that many of them, but that's mighty interesting. I'm glad I kept this. You never know, you know. It's like, how much do you keep? Do you keep this? Do you keep that? How many battery chargers should you have? All that sort of thing. Yeah, but this is coming into its own. So here is, let me just change the angle a bit. Woo, that was good. This is the picture frame. It needs to be fairly robust. Got a bit of a bevel there. Got a good rebate, yeah. So, and this is a bit of Austrian pine. So, what did we do? Well, the first thing we did is I set up the chop saw, yeah, and then tested it and made 2 of the angles and then put a square on that. Now whether I can do this on camera I don't know, but let's give it a go. I put those together and checked it with a square, and it was wrong, and then I checked it again and adjusted things so it was right. Yeah. So we know that the miters are right. And then we got two ends or two sides and top and bottom. So the top and bottom of the frame should be exactly and precisely the same as the sides are. It's essential that they're exactly the same length. If they're not, if they're like 1 mil out, it will throw everything out. Okay, so those are the basic rules. Get your miters dead right, and if you're using a chop saw, a radial arm saw, or what have you, there it is, that's set. It's a radial arm saw really, yeah, with a chop action as well. Make sure your miters are perfect, yeah, and of course using that with a tungsten carbide tipped blade means that your cuts are really smooth, yeah. Make sure the lengths of your opposing sides are precisely the same length. Okay, and then use a Prep Force limited picture frame clamp. Right, let's just start gluing stuff up. I've got some PVA glue somewhere. There it is. I've added a very small amount of water just so it will soak in a bit better, and let's glue it up. Right, those two are the same length. I had a brush somewhere. Mix this up a bit. Okay. And I'll want this to glue up overnight. And then I might actually do a saw cut across there like that and put a thin sliver of timber in there just to strengthen that up. Okay, loads of glue on there. Okay, yep, so let us put that in that corner, and then we've got this one for this corner. Yeah, we got this wrong somewhere. That one wants to come over here, this one wants to come there. Okay, this one wants to come over here, this one there.
Okay, then this one goes in there.
Right, let's just lock that up. Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. Not quite sure about that one. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But they're not level. So a little tippy tap. That's, yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's better. Yeah, that's grand. Okay, that was that. And so, what did I do with this timber? I faced it on the planer, then I edged it, then I went to width, and then I thicknessed it, then I cut the rebate, and then I did the bevel. The rebate was cut on the dimension saw, table saw, and so was the bevel. And there we go, we're happy with that. And we'll just let that glue for 24 hours, and then we're away. Right, we're just cutting a piece of glass for this picture frame. I'm just going to, just a little drizzle of oil on the pivot of this glass cutter. And the glass is warm. It's been near the wood stove for 10 minutes. And it's clean. And I did a video about cutting second-hand glass quite a few years ago now, and I'll put a link somewhere at the end of this video. And clean and warm for second-hand glass, and then oil the little pivot of the glass cutter, and never run the glass cutter twice. That blunts it straight away. There you go. So let's flip it over. It's mucky on this side because I haven't cleaned it yet. Okay. There we go. Clean and warm. And it cuts beautifully. Right. Check out the link and I will catch up with you soon. Cheers for now.